Move on to the next person. You choose the order you'd like to speak to introduce each one.
I'll go chronologically. So the next person who comes is B.G. Horniman, an Englishman who's the fearless editor of the Bombay Chronicle, which was a Swadeshi alternative to the establishment-oriented Times of India, writes searing editorials on Jallianwala Bagh, is deported, and somehow finds his way back, breaking the passport rules, settles again
by the British. Deported by the British because they couldn't stand his writing. Right.
Absolutely. Deported by the British because they couldn't stand an Englishman saying Indians deserve the same rights as English people back home. And he was, is still remembered in Bombay through the Horniman Circle, which is a beautiful park in southern Mumbai. Many people don't know who Horniman is. They may think he's a Parsi, Nariman, Horniman, and so on. But he was an English editor, greatly revered, also by the working classes. Many of his speeches I talk in my book were given in chawls because he was someone who fought for the rights of workers and peasants. So he was, a kind of a left-wing Democrat who adopted India. And also, and this is the part of the story which is very interesting, though not completely fleshed out because of lack of evidence, he was also gay. So he was also, in some senses, a sexual revolutionary, going against the mores of his time. So he is the next person whom I feature in the book.
But I mean, again, what you write about him, about his writing, his journalism, his editorials, it was revolutionary at the time because most newspapers were not free to write anything, right? That was the bigger picture. He was really fearless in what he did.
Yeah, and he was fearless in criticizing the Raj Prannoy, but he was also fearless in criticizing the inequality in Indian society. So the abolition of untouchability was a passion with him. The rights of workers and better treatment for the textile workers of Bombay was something he repeatedly turned to in his writings. He talked about landlords exploiting peasants in Gujarat. So, his love of justice did not merely extend to political freedom, it was also about social freedom. So he was a very admirable character, and he was often, as something for current journalists, he was often in court defending himself against all kinds of accusations of libel and blasphemy, because, people try and stem the freedom of expression through litigation. And Horniman was a pioneer because he braved it all, and as one of his lawyers said, he provided a better defense than we could in court. That was one of his attributes.